We're in the red zone now and crossing the goal, and I want to give Joey a chance to redeem himself a little bit, so I'm going to direct the first question to him. Joey, why aren't Catholics doing this? Why aren't Catholics preaching the gospel?
Yeah, why doesn't this happen more in the Catholic Church? That is one of the fundamental questions of the new evangelization. And I think part of it stems back to the fact if we want to go out and win people, the first thing we have to ask ourselves, have we been won? Right? Because if we haven't been won, if we haven't reached a depth of conversion yet, then we're not going to have the gusto, we're not going to have the inspiration, we're not going to have the ability to go out and tell people. We're not going to want to go out and tell people, right? And so I would put that on everyone watching this, that just because you watch EWTN doesn't mean you have met the Lord, you know? There's probably many people out there who haven't. And if you haven't, get involved in a Bible study, go to a prayer meeting, do something so that you can have that encounter and then realize that, oh my goodness, conversion and evangelization is really all His work, and I'm just an instrument. And I've met Him, and I know that. I can realize that. You guys have experienced that in sharing the gospel, right?
Yeah, and it's important to know that, you know, we're not the ones, I think you just said this, that we're not the ones going out. Yeah, we are, but it's the Holy Spirit that's guiding us, and through us, we're sharing the gospel, you know? So it takes a lot of pressure off of us.
Yeah. And I want to go back to the point you said, Joey. You know, if we're going to really want to share the gospel, we have to have that conviction in our own hearts as well. And I think as American Catholics, often we get this complex, we think, oh, well, I can't impose that on somebody else. Or I can't tell them the faith because, you know, I don't want to, I don't know, I'll just show them with my actions. If I'm just a really good person, then I show and I demonstrate the actions and demonstrate my life and my faith in that way. And that's good, but I think we need to use words. You know, that famous St. Francis of Assisi quote, you know, preach the gospel at all times, and if necessary, use words. Well, actually, St. Francis never said that, and he used words a lot. He preached to the birds. He would go to people, wealthy people who were having parties. He'd preach the gospel to them. We've got to have those words. And if we have those actions, hopefully eventually they're going to ask us about our lives, and we need to be able to preach the gospel to them in those moments as well.
Absolutely.
And people don't get upset when you share it. Like almost never do people. I mean, I've never had an instance in my life where I share my faith and I talk to them about Jesus and how He's made a big difference in my life, and say they can be the same in yours. And never have I lost a friend, ever, by doing that. I mean, I go to the University of Michigan Medical School, one of the most secular places I've ever come across, and I do this with my classmates, and I've done it many times where nothing comes of it. But still, they never. I mean, the friendship remains, and not over and above that, they respect you that much more because, oh my goodness, that guy really believes in something. That guy loves something. He's willing to put himself on the line for it.